Right now I'm here with Bill Norcross of Speedy Printer in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. What strategies have you used to help cope during the economic downturn?
Okay, to try to cope during the economic downturn, we've been trying to control expenses by lowering our paper inventory, expanding our offerings into wide format and also promotional items, and attempting to make our equipment more efficiently operational.
Bridget, what strategies have you been using in your company to cope with the economic downturn that we're going through right now?
Because of our affiliation with C-Print, we really haven't had to change our strategies very much for the economy. What we've learned every day, in our daily course of business has helped us to continue. So we really have just stayed the plan.
Have you done any particular increases in cost cutting or maybe some savings in utilities or anything like that?
We never really left the light on in the break room anyway, so.
Carl, what strategies are you using within your system of franchisees to cope with this economic climate today?
Well, our chosen strategy is not to participate, but unfortunately, that's probably not possible. So we have an alternative strategy, and that is basically we've worked for quite a number of years with our franchise members, shop owners, if you will, to manage their business by the numbers. So starting back, about over a year ago, we started encouraging them to really rationalize their expenses, take a hard look at their expense structure. And it's very difficult to forecast what's going to happen with your volume, but the good news is that is very doable in our industry. We have had some declines, but we can do some staff reductions or cut back on some hours, cut back on some overtime, those sort of things, and control some other expense items at the same, without really crucifying the sales and marketing efforts, and that's just critical. We've done that same thing as well. We're not panicking at all. Some of us have been around, like you and I have been around this long enough to where we've been through it before, and I don't think this is any worse than some of the others that we've gone through. We'll get through it with a good piece of expense control and understanding that some print is not going to come back, and we have to find new business in areas we haven't thought of before. We're running real hard on that.
2008 was a really good year for us. Actually, I believe it was our best year ever in terms of a calendar year. The past few months have been a little tougher. One of the things we've done is to kind of do an inventory of what papers and things we have around that we're not using. We found quite a bit of stuff that we were able to turn into some marketing materials and do some direct mail marketing. Also use it as inserts and shipments that we make and whatnot. And by really kind of focusing on what we're using that marketing material for, we've been able to promote specific points in our business that we're trying to push with people, and have started to see some outcome because of that.
Oh, okay. Have you taken any steps as far as cutting overhead expenses, or maybe some steps in energy efficiency in the shop?
Yeah, no, we're definitely looking a lot more carefully at where the money's being spent, where we can cut some corners, get rid of some things we don't need. Even in terms of lighting, as the light units sometimes need to be replaced, we're now looking at the more energy efficient units that are out there. So.
Okay. Rich, what strategies are your people, your franchisees using to cope with this recession?
Well, I think there's several things that they're trying to do. One is they're certainly cutting costs as much as they possibly can, and that's not a way to grow your business, but that's the thing that we have to do to be able to sustain our business. And the next thing is we're having a very consistent, concerted marketing effort to specific customer types, and really trying to ramp up our outside sales. We're calling on our current customers to protect that base, and really working as hard as we can to call on new prospects.
Okay. Paula, what strategies have you been using in your company to cope with the economic downturn that we're in right now?
Strategies I'm using to cope with the economic downturn have been very opportunistic in nature. I'm taking advantage of the fact that many things are in flux, that customers are questioning every single purchase that they make, and it's an excellent opportunity to take advantage of that while they're open to new ideas. And so we've been focusing and doing a lot of research on companies that traditionally do well during recessionary times, and focusing a lot of our marketing and prospecting efforts on those types of companies.